Yeah, it just says it says tonight.
Okay. I think we're live now. Are we live? Are we live? Can everybody hear me? Okay. So it looks like there was some
Oh, okay,
issue.
okay,
Yeah, there
yep,
was some
yep.
issue
Now
with the
it's
scheduling on the Okay. I think we're live now. Yeah, okay. Are we live? Are we live? Can you Okay, yeah,
yep.
so I figured out the issue here. Yeah, it looks like I don't know what happened with the scheduling. It should have been live 7 minutes ago, but I'm sorry, guys, that you guys have to tune in so late. Looks like we had a little bit of an issue on the live stream here, but yeah, we're live now. Welcome to the show. I'll reintroduce everyone and everything. I am Jurassic Vic. We have Brandon Constant here. Uh, if you don't know him already, shame on
hmm
you. But yeah, Brandon Constant is a pioneer explorer. He owns a fantastic Ford Explorer tour vehicle replica that he has built by himself, and also he owns Jurassic Park Jeep Forum. So welcome again, Brandon. It's always a pleasure. He is chiming in from Orlando, Florida, and I'm over in Houston.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks. Yeah, this is always a good time. So it's always fun to be on
Yep.
here. So
And hello, everybody in the chat room. I see you, Epic Movie Cars, Coffee, Hideki, Jonathan Raft, Hugo Canales, Chris Gale, Eric Nelson, and Murari Montez, most importantly. So also, like I don't know if you guys picked this up earlier, but I want to give a shout to Epic Movie Cars, which is actually 401 Graphics. Um, 401 Graphics is where you can get your Jurassic Park decals if you're building a Jeep or if you're building an Explorer or a Mercedes or whatever it is. If you're looking for quality and street accurate decals, stay away from eBay. A lot of people mess up and they buy from eBay. Those are the wrong graphics and they look terrible. So don't do it.
mm,
So you can go to jp.401graphics.com and enter code Jurassic Vic to get 10% off because you're awesome and you're watching this and enjoy that 10% discount. So go check it out. Okay, so in this first image here, I'm assuming you guys can see this. So we're going to move forward. We have the gyrosphere. The gyrosphere to me was an interesting concept. It was an interesting addition which replaced the Ford Explorer tour vehicles. And yeah, and like I said, to me it seems like it could be practical, but then you have like the glass feature, which is a little weird.
hmm
So it's eventually going to get scratched and etched and whatnot. So um,
well, I mean, in the movie they explained it as some sort of cutting edge,
mhm.
uh, you know, uh, unbreakable material or whatever. So I mean, maybe yeah. But I mean, for the movie, the practical versions were just like acrylic, you know, balls basically.
Yeah.
But you mentioned this earlier, but we weren't live. But yeah, it's like most of it was CGI. Like most of the shots where it was moving was a CGI, uh, dome
Yeah.
bubble.
Yeah. So there's no actual acrylic or Lexan or plastic or whatever the clear part is. It's just that the inner parts of it and they
hmm
CGI the glass in there, which they did a fantastic job. I mean,
Yeah, no,
you
it
can
looks.
hardly tell.
hmm
All right,
Yeah.
so we'll move on from this one here on to the next one. What vehicle is this one? I don't even know what this thing is called. I know I talked to Sydney, which is an also fellow builder that lives where they filmed Jurassic Park, and he told me the name of this thing, but I really don't remember. So if anybody out there knows, go ahead and correct me because I don't remember what it
Well,
is.
apparently, if I'm remembering right, they already used these on the island or something.
Yeah,
Like they were already like a rental, a tour type of vehicle that they already had
yeah,
on the island, like in Hawaii, and they just kind
yeah.
of like
Yeah,
repurposed them.
from back in the well, they've recently retired them a few years ago, but when the movie was shot, I think they were still in use
Mm.
to kind of take people on the tour of all the filming locations over on Kualoa Ranch, and these are, I believe, from war was it World War II or I don't think it was that. I don't think they're that old, are they? I don't know, but they were used in a war like several years ago, and
hmm
they still used them up until recently. But I was told that they no longer use them because of the maintenance on these things were pretty
Hmm.
crazy, and they constantly broke down. But if you ever go to Koloa Ranch to go do the movie tour, you can still see this one. I think one of these are on display over on that tour. Oh yeah, a pincer, I think it's called. Somebody's saying pinsker,
Hmm.
but I think yeah, I think it's pronounced pincer or something like that.
Yeah, it
Um,
definitely looks old. I mean, it
yeah,
definitely doesn't look like a modern vehicle. But I
yeah,
mean, I guess this is kind of military looking. It didn't age that bad, It's not
yeah.
like a old car or something, I
Yeah,
guess. But
it looks pretty awesome,
yeah,
and
it
it
looks
was
okay. I
perfect
mean, you
for it
can,
was perfect for the film. I know I did
Mhm.
see somebody comment that this vehicle looked a little out of place because they had like these sparkling brand new G wagons, and then you had like a mix of all type of other vehicles. But I
Mhm.
mean, you would think this would be a really nice tour vehicle. I mean, it's better than the Explorer. No offense, but I mean, this thing
Yeah,
can get you through anything, literally. So, I mean, I would
yeah,
probably choose this over the Explorer if I'm gonna go look at, some dinosaurs. I guess.
yeah. It seems more appropriate, and I
Yeah.
think it's more akin to what people are used to. Like if you do like even Disney World, like Animal Kingdom and stuff, like you're in
Oh
kind
yeah.
of similar. It's a similar feel. Like it feels like a theme park. I mean, it's like kind of open air.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah, I
that's
mean
and
it.
that's one of the
Yeah.
things that I love to do whenever I go to Animal Kingdom over at Disney
Hmm.
World. They have that Kilimanjaro Safari, I think it's called.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
fun.
love that ride. I go there every time, that little tour, and it always reminds me of like Jurassic Park. So whenever I go
Hmm.
in there, I'm like, all right, we're pretty much in Jurassic Park right now because this is exactly what I'd picture Jurassic Park being like with those type of military grade vehicles that they use there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, think about it. I mean, they have to be like a fleet vehicle. They got to be very,
Yeah.
you know.
So somebody,
Yeah.
Coffee Headache is saying it's a 71. It's from the I guess the
Oh, so maybe
70s.
like Vietnam,
Yeah,
maybe.
that's what I
Well,
was
it's a
thinking.
little.
Maybe
Yeah.
Vietnam. Yeah. Okay, and that's the Gallimimus Field. Then you can
Hmm.
go. That's still in Kola Ranch, where the tree scene was.
Hmm.
Okay, then we have this man. I honestly don't even know what this is. Like what a
It's a
Mercedes
Sprinter, right?
Sprinter. I think it's a Mercedes
Yeah.
Sprinter. Yeah, and I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't really know that much too much about this one, but it does look really nice. Like I do like this. Gives it a very good, very Jurassic feel. You have all the lights on top here, and then you have bars or whatever it is on the side windows, and you got the brush guard and the more fog lights in the front, and it has this, I guess like this dark gray matte color on it. I mean, yeah, this is I did like what they did with this one. Um, it definitely is something that you would be seeing in the park.
Hmm. Yeah, I think someone built one of these. What was it? Jared, I think
Yeah,
his name. Doesn't someone have one of these?
yeah, yeah. His parents had one, and
Or, or, or very close to it?
they
Like,
wrapped it or something. Yeah, yeah. They had one and they built one. They put one together, similar to what you see. But yeah, it's I mean these are like kind of like those like travel vans, they're kind of like a little RV. So yeah, it's really nice to travel in. You
like
know,
a conversion. Was that a conversion van?
it's just one of those like like those minivans back in the day. Those well not the minivans, but those vans that have like beds in them and curtains and
Yeah, yeah, like a conversion. Yeah,
oh yeah,
but
well I guess
yeah, they
that's
take
yeah that's what it'll
yeah,
be then. Yeah.
where it's like a commercial van that they convert into a
Okay.
like a motorhome
Yeah,
RV.
yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah.
basically what this one is, and
Hmm.
has a nice little snorkel on here too. So that's a pretty
Hmm.
awesome vehicle for this movie here.
Yeah, this was what the ACU or something, I think,
Yeah, this is
if
the
I remember right. The
yeah the
scene.
ACU. Part of their fleet was this one in the 6x6, which I don't think I took a screenshot of the 6x6. There really wasn't many scenes where you can see it that
Hmm.
well, surprisingly. But we'll get to some behind the scenes photos that I have. I have plenty of behind the scenes photos that I'm going to show you guys, so you guys get a better look at the vehicles than just these screenshots here. Then you have the G wagon. These G wagons were originally black, and they were on loan from Mercedes, and that's why you don't see any of them getting destroyed. Which that's why I was disappointed the most out of the
It's
whole
a
film.
bummer.
Yeah, because when I
Yeah.
first saw this movie in theaters, I told myself, okay, wow, this is cool. These look really nice. I can't wait to see one of these get absolutely like destroyed by a dinosaur. And it never
Mm,
happened. It never happened. Like that's what Jurassic Park is known for is their custom vehicles and them getting like destroyed by these dinosaurs. That comes to show that no matter what you do with
mhm,
these vehicles and how much work and armor you put on these things, like they stand no match to like a real threat like like
mhm.
a T-Rex or something like that.
So what actually got destroyed in the movie? The gyrosphere, obviously,
Okay, yeah.
and
So
the Kawasaki thing, the little like
it was like
that
that
was it,
the
pretty much, I guess.
Kawasaki little ATV thing. It was the gyrosphere and it was that really crappy work truck. Remember the white work
Oh
truck,
yeah,
construction
okay,
work
yeah,
truck?
yeah, 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 which is really old. I was like, damn,
Yeah, that's something that you can tell that
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 was a
that they
bummer. I
just
was like,
bought it like
yeah, it
at an auction or something at a
was like a
surplus or something.
'90s,
Yeah, it's just an
yeah, like,
old work truck. And so when I saw that and got crushed, I'm like, okay, well, what's really gonna get destroyed here? And I waited the
mm,
entire film, and nothing was ever truly destroyed. And that's kind of what's disappointing about the franchise is it really has gone away from custom vehicles, um,
mm,
and destroying vehicles like like that. Like that's what I feel like that was like the main character right next to the actors and the dinosaurs was the vehicles. So yeah, it's I'm hoping they come back to it because I mean
mm.
I'm
I
really losing hope honestly.
Yeah, I was really surprised to find out that they were wrapped. I was like,
Yes.
it wasn't just a silver. Like that seems like a easy color to just buy,
Yeah,
like
that's
or
really
rent or
okay.
loan or.
This is how disappointing it was. So Mercedes loaned out these vehicles for production use, and for obviously marketing them, and they all gave them black ones. They were all originally black, and then they were wrapped silver. So my thought was, okay, we're letting you borrow these vehicles. Don't scratch them. So they put a wrap around the
Yeah.
whole
Oh, is
thing.
that what it was to protect it,
Yeah, to
really? Oh,
protect them. That's my thought
that's your
on
theory.
why.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how lame. That's how lame it is, and
Well,
it
they're
sucks
expensive, aren't
because
they? Aren't they like
oh
a
yeah,
hundred
they're
grand?
very expensive. They're very expensive, but I mean, I'm sure Mercedes can spare a couple. I mean, they did that for the Lost World. The Lost World, Mercedes gave
Yeah.
them several of these pre-production, MLs, and they gave it to them so they can like modify them like crazy and absolutely destroy them, and they destroyed a good amount of them. So, um, but yeah, this time it's kind of like, okay, well, we're gonna let you borrow this, but you're gonna have to give it back. But it's interesting because I think there's another builder named Alexander. I don't remember his last name at the top of
Oh
my
yeah.
head,
Yeah, yeah. I know
but
exactly what you're talking about.
he
Yeah.
ended up buying one of the screen used G wagons from Jurassic World. So that's kind of cool that he was able to buy a screen used
Yeah.
vehicle, but they don't know which one it was. So I mean, regardless, it was a production used vehicle. So I guess that's kind of cool, a little extra bonus. And I think they just cleaned it up and sold it as pre-owned.
Uh, yeah. I mean, I mean, that's weird. I mean, if they would have just made it a movie car, it would have been worth more. I mean, it would have been like even if, yeah. I don't know. That's crazy.
Yep. Okay, we'll move on to the next one. There's that construction truck we were talking about.
Yeah, that's like a 90 something,
Yeah,
right?
it's definitely like
What is
a
that?
maybe like a late '90s, probably like a late '90s
Yeah.
Chevy.
But still, I mean, like Jurassic World was supposed to open what, like 2005 is
Yeah,
like the
2005.
timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's even old for then. Like that's I don't know. That
I
this
think
vehicle
I think
didn't
these.
didn't really fit for me. This didn't really.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice to kind of see like this style of logo. Um, and it was nice to see this logo and this construction underneath because that's something that we've never seen before. We never seen the circle like this with also the construction looks like a kind of like a stencil design underneath it. So that was
Which
kind of nice.
I dislike the Jurassic World Rex like that. Like
Oh wait,
whoever designed that literally just like they cut off a lot of the bottom ribs and stuff.
okay.
Like
I
you can
thought it
tell
was
they took
sticking out a little further than normal, or maybe I'm
you can
thinking of the different
you can
version.
tell they took the main logo like the crest
Hmm.
and someone didn't know what they were doing and just like sloppily like cropped it off at the bottom.
Yeah,
Like
I can see that.
yeah, if you look at this logo in Jurassic Park, like just the
Oh yeah, you're right.
whatever,
There is more ribs
there's like
on.
there's like missing ribs,
Yeah,
like
there is more ribs.
they didn't know what they were doing, like clearly. Um which is unfortunate because that's like the Jurassic World logo now, which I mean, someone just didn't take the time to actually do the
Yep.
logo right. But I mean that's what it is now. I mean it's now canon, right? It's now
Yep.
accurate.
Yep.
But if you look at that similar logo in Jurassic Park, it's much better done. Like they actually had their
Yeah, I see.
like
Yeah, this one's a little more cut. It looks like the
yeah,
ribs are
it's
supposed to
like
come up
hacked
to about
off.
right here. Yeah.
It's yeah, it's like they took the main logo where it would normally say Jurassic Park there,
Yep.
and they just kind of cut it off and didn't really put anything back,
Yeah, I
basically.
prefer the
I
logo. I think it's a newer version or something, but I prefer the logo where there's more of the T-Rex head and less of all the extra stuff down here. Kind of like the T-Rex head fills up most of
mhm,
the spacing, the negative space in that circle. That's kind of what I based off of my like little logo that I have as well.
mhm.
I base it off of making the head a little bit larger, filling in the space so it doesn't have
But
all the
but like
bones
but
showing.
yeah, but even in Jurassic Park, like they used that logo on the Explorers. That's the side. It says
Okay.
Jurassic Park. You can see it
Yeah,
over
that's right.
here.
That's right.
It's much better. Like it's actually makes sense if you look at the bones and how they're laid out. Like
Okay.
it's not cut off like the Jurassic World one. Someone didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
They just cut off. They took the main logo, like the crest, like that's on the hood
Yep.
over here. They basically took that and just cut off.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense, like how the bones are placed, and it's yeah, it kind of annoys me. But someone, I mean, like they didn't know what they're. I mean, they just took the
I mean,
yeah,
I mean, it's just production. I
yeah.
think it
I mean,
looks. I think it looks okay. I
it
mean,
looks
I
okay,
know. I know
but
you think it looks very off because you probably look at that logo a lot more than I do on the hood of your vehicle.
mhm.
Actually, I think it's on my doors too. That one that's on the hood of yours is the same as the doors of the Jeep, right? Except for different
Right,
colors,
exactly.
right? Okay.
But where it says Jurassic Park, like there's bones behind it, like, but they just completely like
Yeah.
cut them out for that. Like,
Okay.
yeah, it was a little half-assed. I
Okay.
mean, in my opinion.
So
But
in short, Brandon's unhappy about this logo right here. So
well, it's just I mean you can see like
so
there's
don't
the
put that
ribs are
logo
like
on your vehicle.
oh well look at like where the arms are and the
Yeah.
rib like it just
It
stops.
does look a little
Like
awkward. Yeah, it does look a little awkward. It's kind of like he's hovering.
it's yeah, it's like the
See,
logo that they used on the
like
Explorers
this is how I like the
in the
logo.
first
Do you
movie
see?
was
Do you see how the head fills up like most of the circle? That's
yeah.
kind of like my personal favorite version of of this design here. Like I would prefer to
Hmm.
have it like this than kind of like that.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just a little disappointing that they obviously yeah, yeah, it's a little disappointing that they took the original crest and they just kind of like cut the text off and they
Yeah.
didn't there's stuff behind it that it just looks a little weird to me.
Chris Gale says
Like it's
spared some expense.
yeah. I mean like unless you were worked in the first movie, you probably didn't know that, right? I mean, these are people that are new that are working in this movie
Yep.
that yeah.
All
It's
right.
just a little minor annoyance with the Jurassic World little logo like that. But,
You heard it first here, guys. You've heard it first here. Yeah, I
hmm.
just want to say what's up to Demetrius. What's up, Demetrius? Welcome to the live show. And Dentistry of Orlando. Hello, Dentistry of Orlando. I know who that is. And Jurassic Jane. Hello. All right, let's move forward. Okay, so this I had to throw in here for obvious reasons. These are actually the original, um, only lone set known to exist from the original movie, from the first Jurassic Park. So
Yeah,
these
from the archives,
goggles,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So Colin Trevorrow, um, went to got with Universal, and they went to the archives, and they were on loan, so they loaned it to him. And from what I've seen in the interviews, is that he was told that to give it back in the same condition or
Mhm.
better condition than it was given to him. And I've seen these in person, and man, I don't know if a lot of you have got the opportunity, but I think it was about last year or maybe 2 years ago. I made a YouTube video on it. You can check out my videos on my channel. I think it's the one where it's like the last known set of night vision
Mhm.
goggles or something like that. It's like it shows the picture on the thumbnail. But I got to see it in person, and I remember I was just starstruck the entire time because it's something so iconic to have. You've seen. I mean, these are probably one of the most iconic things from the film.
Yeah.
Cool night vision. So
Mhm.
um, It was nice to see them in person, and yeah, they're in great condition, except for like maybe a tiny little chip on the yellow here. But yeah, if you're wondering if these are the same goggles, they're not a replica. They are the screen used ones from the first film.
Yeah, which is awesome. Like I have, I think you probably do too, in order through
Chronicle
Chronicle
collectibles.
Collectibles.
Yep, the ones
Yeah,
that we're probably never gonna get.
yeah. I know it's been like 2 years,
Oh yeah,
but I have a few of the accurate lenses that I'm gonna retrofit into the Chronicle ones,
and they're gonna be
hopefully.
motorized, right? You're gonna keep having.
Yeah,
Okay, so you're gonna be able to
yeah,
do that
because
with mine too, right?
you know you have to come down here and help. You have to help make
That's fine. I'm down.
it. But yeah, so the ones from Chronicle are scans of the original. Like they actually, a Chronicle got a hold
Yep.
of these too, but they're going to be static. Like they're going to, they're not going to move or anything. But the lenses they used were from like a Konica
Good old
camera.
Konica. Yep.
Yeah, so it's a 90s camera that
How
they took
many
these
how,
lenses
how
out of.
many of those cameras did you were you able to pick up?
I got like 6 of them, I think.
Really? Damn.
Yeah, like as soon as they were identified, I picked a few up for like nothing, like literally like $8 a piece
Wow.
or
Yeah,
ten
they're
dollars a piece.
crazy now, man. They're
Yeah,
like $120. Like, no, nobody stop buying them for that price. They're not worth that.
yeah. Well, it's actually gone down since Chronicle has been like taking so long. I remember like they spiked in price when they first announced that they were going to be making these goggles, and then the lenses were identified around the same time. So the prices of those cameras went up like really quick. Like they went for like $150 a camera or something like that, which is crazy for this old 90s
Yeah.
like film camera. Um, but yeah, I mean they've gone down since because there's just I mean they're taking so long to release these goggles that the hype kind of
Died
wore
down.
down.
Yep.
But um but yeah, I got like I think about 6 of them, and they're kind of complicated when you take them apart. They're easy to break.
Hmm.
There's a lot of moving parts, and they can bind up, and if they get out of adjustment, I mean it's a lens. You know how lenses are. They're
Yeah,
very
with
tight.
tiny gears and yep.
Yeah, very tight tolerances and stuff. So if it's not perfectly and adjusted and everything, it won't move right. Um, so that's why I bought a few extra. Cause I'm like, well, I want at least, I don't want to break, break one of them while I'm doing it, and then it's like, well, now you know, now it's done. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I picked them up as I found it for very cheap. I was not going to spend more than y- 20, $30
Yeah,
for
and that's and
one.
I've
It's
been
crazy.
waiting on eBay for some to go for about like yeah under $30 because I mean I
Yeah,
think
they go for
30 is
like
kind of
60.
30 is kind
Yeah,
of pushing it for me at least. I would
yeah.
love to find stuff for like $20 or something like that. Then yeah, I'll invest in a couple or whatever. But I
hmm
mean anything more than that is I don't know, man. I'm probably gonna break them. Yeah, they probably might not even work.
Well, the good thing is, if the camera does have issues, the lens is probably fine. The
Yeah.
actual lens mechanism, like the motors and stuff, are pretty simple.
Okay.
Um, you don't have to worry about it rewinding and all the other complex things that those cameras do. Like you literally just apply power to the motor and it moves the lens in and out. It's not very smart. Um, but like I said, when you take it apart, like you have to kind of, I think one side is harder than the other. I think one side you can kind of like keep it how it is in the camera, but the other side you have to like reposition the motor to get it to fit. So the other side is a little more complicated. You have to kind of make a something to bolt it to. So yeah, it's gonna be kind of a thing, but
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it. And I hope that I hope Chronicle doesn't make them too difficult to retrofit.
Yeah.
I hope that it's you can take it apart and get in there.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And I got the real switch, the exact switches and stuff.
Okay.
Um,
Make sure you have
yeah, I
enough
think
for mine so we can make
yeah, which is fine. I think they just discontinued them too. Like I think literally like 6 months after they were identified, like what the switches were, I think they discontinued them or something. Like it
Wow.
was like just the weird timing that this stuff happens.
Hmm.
But I bought a bunch of them because the switches were just like a couple bucks a piece, or even I can't remember. I mean, they
Cool.
were. I think I got them on DigiKey or something. I mean,
Okay.
they were super cheap. But I
Well,
bought a bunch of them.
hopefully, Chronicle Collectibles can get their s together and
Mm,
come out with these night vision goggles already because they're going on almost 3 years. I think. Is it 2 years
it's
this year or is it three
been a
years this year?
while.
I want to say it's almost on 3 years. I don't know. It's been too long. Chronicle Collectibles, you got to do something because.
Well, supposedly like the strap that they use on the top is from like a welding helmet,
Mm-hmm.
like where they kind of like flip down.
Yeah.
Um, and that style has changed over the years. So they were trying to find an alternative or reproduce them or something. I mean, it's the actual body is custom, but like the lenses are, existing items, and the strap is an existing thing. So they basically have to make all this stuff again. So I mean, and like I'm somewhat sympathetic with that. I mean that's not easy to do
Yeah.
for sure, but I mean, man,
It's
it's
been too
been
long.
years.
It's been
Yeah,
definitely
it's
too
been
long.
years now. It's
So
like, damn, that's
it's been yeah. At first, it was kind of like, okay, this is taking a long
hmm
time, and then the years started going by, and I'm like, all right, this is getting a little ridiculous now.
But yeah, I found a couple the vintage straps too, like
Yeah.
the translucent straps. I got like two or three of those.
Nice. Okay.
So like
We will
I'm gonna
talk
try to
soon
make
then.
I'm gonna try to make it as accurate as I
Yeah.
can. But I don't want to do the body, and I don't want to do all that. I mean, there's people that are 3D printing them and stuff, but like it would be nice if I could just get these goggles,
Yeah, of
put the
course.
accurate
Yeah.
lenses in.
Nothing's gonna be like
Yeah.
compared to the original.
hmm
Okay. So, oh yeah, I want to say hello again to the chat. We have Jeeperos and Mudding. Welcome to the group. Southpaw Guitars. What is up?
Oh yeah,
Um,
welcome. Yeah, he's been here all three streams, I
yeah, I
think.
think so. Yeah,
I think all three.
he just bought a Jeep. He just bought a Wrangler, so he's in the process of getting everything together to convert it, and he lives in my city. So
Cool.
hopefully, after all this ridiculousness finishes and ends, I can go and help him get started on his build. All right, let's move on to the next photo. All right, my favorite scene of the entire movie is obviously the scenes with the Jeeps. Actually, the whole visitor center thing really just did some things to me. You know, it definitely made some moves. But yeah, so here and anybody that's seen Jurassic World, I've hoped every single person that's building a Jeep has seen Jurassic World, and
Mhm.
so there's no excuse to not know what is the um, year, make, model, and color of these Jeeps. They're not gray. They're not gray. They've never been gray, but he says it himself. It's a 1992 Jeep Wrangler Sahara.
Sand
Sand
beige.
beige. Sand
Yeah.
beige. Now, again, the 1992 Jeep Wrangler Sahara is the only year that they released that low gloss or satin sand beige. So, yeah, so that's very important to kind of remember. And but this part is fun because now we get to kind of nitpick on everything that the production got wrong on these replicas.
Well, I mean, clearly they were somewhat involved with the community
Yeah,
because,
they
like,
got a
they
lot of it.
knew.
They got a lot, most of it right. I just
Yeah.
think, well, the number was a little bit of a head scratcher. Um, yeah, so the number two on here is a little strange. It's not supposed to be like that.
Mhm.
And I mean, they got everything else almost right, and I guess whatever they got wrong was because it wasn't readily available. Like the front winch, this is not the correct winch. I believe they have like a 9.5 Ramsey, so they got the correct brand, but
Right.
they don't have the correct model because the correct model is the REP 6000, which was discontinued. I don't know, probably over a decade ago, easily. Um,
Well, I think that stuff's like forgivable because, as you know, most of these parts just take time more than
yep,
anything. I mean,
and
they're not
production
super
doesn't have
super.
time. Yeah,
Yeah, they're not super super. I mean, an REP 6000 winch is rare, yes, but it's not, uh, you know, unobtainable. I mean, if you just wait and keep searching and stuff, I mean,
yep.
you'll eventually find one. Or
Eventually,
yeah, but like they didn't have the time, so that's understandable. I get it. Like, but yeah, especially multiple ones, right? Too. I mean, they have
yeah,
what, at least
those
two of
two.
these Jeeps.
I mean, they did a
So
fantastic job on them. Don't get me wrong. I mean,
yeah, yeah.
it has all the accessories. It does. Um, I don't think they've missed anything, right? I mean, they have everything. They have the front fog. I mean, they're both Saharas. It seems like, because they have the Sahara interior, they have the green
hmm
interior, and they even have
Yep.
the Sahara seats and everything. Um,
Which I was impressed by the interior. Like most, just from what I've seen in other movies,
yeah.
when they do movie cars and stuff, the interior is normally the like least of their priority. Like normally they try to make the outside look right. Like I was really surprised. I was expecting to see like gray interiors or something. Like
Yep.
you know, maybe the seats because that's kind of noticeable, but I wouldn't doubt if they would have done like gray interiors
Yep.
and
Yeah,
gray
I
carpet.
was just like
Yeah,
you. I
I
was
mean,
surprised that they actually got
yeah,
Sahara interior, and I'm
yeah,
pretty
like
sure they're
that was
Saharas because this one right
yeah,
here, 29, has original Sahara fog lights.
yeah.
It's 18. 18 is the one that, and we'll get to that, but 18 is the one that doesn't have the correct fog lights.
So like as much as we're gonna nitpick, like they still did do their due
Yep,
diligence.
they got all the
It
accessories. I don't
yeah,
see anything that was missed other than maybe like a license plate frame or something, but I don't even know. But
yeah.
um, and also, I mean, they even have the what was it? No, yeah, they had the front fog lights, rear fog lights, the winch, the
Mm-hmm.
correct fair lead or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And then the rear fog lights. I mean, they weren't the 100% correct one, but they were close. The whip antenna. They had BF Goodrich all-terrain tires, which I was also surprised that they used the correct brand name.
Right.
And they got the stripes right. Like those stripes look fairly correct. I mean, they're yeah. I mean, to me, the stripes look pretty right. And the only thing is maybe
Which
the number placement might be a little off, but that's I mean, other than that, everything else looks pretty good.
so you mentioned the tires. So they obviously represented BF Goodrich here, right, or something. In Fallen Kingdom, at the last second, they changed it where you
Yeah.
couldn't see the tires on the Explorer. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I don't know what that was. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't understand why they do a lot of the things they do, but yeah, that was a little
Yeah. I
strange
mean,
how those because I think it originally had the correct tires, and then they took
yeah,
off those tires and they put on something else.
yeah. We saw behind the like when it was being transported and stuff. It had the BFGs on it. Well, okay. Just to be clear, we're talking about the Explorer in Fallen Kingdom, the wrecked Explorer. And we saw pre-production pictures and stuff, and when it was being transported, and it had the BFGs with the lettering facing outwards and stuff. And either they switched them or they flipped them around. I can't remember what it was, but yeah. So
Yeah.
either something fell
Yeah,
through,
they took them off.
or
They didn't have the all terrains on there anymore.
yeah, it was like a street tire,
Yeah, it
wasn't it?
was
I
like
think
some random. Yeah, it
even
was some
it wasn't
street
even a
tires.
it was really lame as
Oh,
like yeah. Oh well.
yep. Okay, so back to the inaccuracies on these. Now that we've given them their credit, and we're no way saying hey these guys suck, but I mean they did a great job on this vehicle. They put every accessory that belongs on there on there. And but here comes the inaccuracies. So on this one here, we talked about the winch. This is the incorrect winch. The light bar is too tall, very tall.
Very tall,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
It looks
way
maybe
it's
too thin
it
too.
looks it looks it
Looks a
looks
little thin.
it looks a little thin and it looks a little square, a little too square. Like
Yeah.
the corners are a little they come like too sharp of a roundness to them. And then the 29 placement is a little incorrect. I believe this needs to come over some. And then it's missing the logo here, obviously, probably for
Yeah.
licensing reasons. So they took off the Jeep decal and they just left it to say Jupe.
Well, which is weird because they license Jeep more than any other movie in this. I mean, like
Yeah,
as far as toys and commercials and stuff, it seems like Jeep did embrace this, or
yeah.
there's a partnership there or
At
something,
one
which
point,
the
yeah.
first movie didn't have. I mean, the first movie was. It seemed like it was just
hmm
Ford and Jeep were just happened to be the vehicles that they chose, but
All right, and so actually, I just noticed this as well on the mirror tag here. This is the this is the wrong logo. This is the one with the chunky letters. As you can see, the
mhm.
I and
Oh
the
yeah,
C.
The
Yeah,
J is real fat at the bottom.
yeah. This one
Yeah,
here, and then the I and the C
yeah,
connect. So that looks like a K. So whoever sees this is no longer gonna be able to unsee it, which is Jurassic Park.
hmm
See that looks like a K because the C and the I because they're too thick. So those two letters touch now. So that's the incorrect logo. That's the eBay logo. So again, stay away from decals on eBay. Again, hit up jp.401graphics.com. Use code Jurassic Vic to get 10% off on your next order. All right, and so and then again another shot. Here you can see light bar is too tall
See,
again.
it doesn't look squared off there. It looks like it's too rounded there or
Mm-hmm.
something.
Okay.
Is that a
It's
different
just
Jeep or
tall. It's
something?
just tall. No, it's
It's
definitely.
just tall.
Oh yeah, you can see it's a little.
It
I
looks
don't know.
very rounded at
This
the
side
top on
looks like
this.
it's a little crushed on the corner here, a little
Yeah.
flattened. It's kind of hard to tell though, but oh yeah, again you can tell that it's just too tall, and then the whip antenna is being crazy. It looks kind of weird. I don't know why it's kind of
Hmm.
going straight up and
Oh,
then down. It's like tied to
what?
the. It's tied to. Oh yeah, that's right. This is incorrect too. It's like tied to the channel of the soft top, I think.
One other thing too is the rear view mirror is
Mm-hmm.
like a standard car mirror. Like I don't know, you own a YJ. The YJ mirror is tiny.
Small. Yeah.
I mean, it's a very tiny mirror because
Mm-hmm.
it's a tiny windshield. This is like a standard, like a replacement. Look like you want, I don't know, like it's a full size mirror.
Yeah.
Um,
And then
which was
the
kind of
wipers
off
too.
to
Well,
me.
the wipers are a little more modern,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
they've forced them to come down a little bit so you can see the actors because typically these YJ wipers are like this. They're like just right across the windshield there,
Hmm.
and that's kind of where they sit.
I would suppose that's forgivable. Okay, it's old. Maybe the transmission inside the like the linkages are broken and maybe
Maybe.
it fell or something. I mean, that's forgivable.
I love this scene so much right here. It just really comes to show like the old park, the remnants of the old park as well.
Hmm.
Well, this is inaccurate. This design, the
Yeah,
10,000 volts is the wrong look.
that's like an
Um,
eBay one or
yeah,
something.
just some cheap thing. And here, this is funny because you can see they put like a little like a ram or something bumper on there to break through that
Hmm.
gate because this is the original YJ bumper right here, and they added something underneath to kind of force that gate open.
Yeah, without damaging the car. Yeah, so
Yeah.
they reinforced it.
Yep. That's pretty funny. And actually, you can see on this side they didn't really weather these here as much as they did on this side. These little bars here.
Hmm.
Okay, and then here's another inaccuracy: is they painted the inside of the windshield red, which is supposed to be beige. The inside of the windshield frame is supposed to be beige, opposed to
And
this
that
one.
loop too that they painted
Yeah,
over the little
it's supposed to
thing.
be black, right? Black, right?
It's supposed to be like silver, like
Silver.
metal,
Okay,
like
the metal color. That's right. The metal color.
metal.
That's right.
Yeah, I think it's like pot metal or something or whatever. And that massive mirror.
Yeah, there goes that big mirror.
Yeah.
Okay, and okay, now we have JP18. Um, again, the decal placement or the stencil placement is incorrect here. The line's supposed to go straight through the center of the 8, and it's a little too far to the left.
That's somewhat forgivable because in the first movie they were
Yeah,
inconsistent
that
as
was.
well.
That's true.
So I mean, like, okay, yeah, that's forgivable,
Yep.
in my opinion.
Okay, and then we have another 18. More shots of the 18 here. I love this garage. This is so cool. How it's kind of
Yeah,
like it just it never showed. It never showed anything about a garage like where they actually store the vehicles, which is pretty awesome
I,
that they have
so I
that.
think in the book, someone can correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't read the book in years, but I think it was supposed to be underground, under the visitor center. Does someone
Um,
recall?
it's in the
In the book,
in the
it was
game.
supposed to be.
It's like that too. In the was it Evolution or is it Lego that I'm thinking of?
I don't remember. I don't
I
remember
think in
the garage.
I remember, or maybe it was in that Jurassic Dream game. I think it
That
was
would
Jurassic Dream game
probably be.
because in that Jurassic Dream game, there's like the like this the little garage, and it's underground.
I think I think if you look at like the computer screens in Jurassic Park, the first movie, I think you can kind of see the blueprints. And I think they kind of follow the book, if I remember right. I'll have to like look back and verify, but
Yeah,
I mean this seems more like a maintenance shed or something. Like it
yeah,
doesn't seem
yeah.
like the
Maintenance
like
shed.
it doesn't seem like the main garage. It seems maybe like a repair facility or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how they have all the random stuff in it. I mean, I guess I kind of understand that they were trying to just kind of dress it up to make it look like a maintenance shed, but they have like that V8 engine in there. They have like pressure plates for
Yeah,
clutches and stuff like that, and a bunch of
yeah.
random stuff
Pressure
that you wouldn't
pressure
think would.
plates. I think I remember.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
there's
pressure
some
plate
weird
from the
stuff.
clutch, and It's
Hmm.
kind of random, kind of strange actually that all that stuff is in
Yeah, but
there.
I mean that's just like set design though. That's just
Yeah.
people like, oh, we need it to look like a maintenance thing. Okay, well, like car parts. Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay, and here you can actually see the brand name and the model of the winch here. So this is Ramsey 9.5E.
Which
Again,
I mean, props to them for at least getting the
yes.
brand.
Yeah,
You
no,
know, that's
absolutely. Absolutely
somewhat,
100%.
yeah. It's not like a Harbor Freight winch or something. It's at least
Hmm.
that's a what 600 like $700 winch probably.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I was yeah, like I said, I was impressed they used the same brand name. So they
mhm.
obviously were trying to stay as close as they can with readily available parts, which is
In
obviously it's not going to
spirit,
be,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, like that's my big thing with the Jurassic World Jeeps. Like, yeah, they're not accurate or whatever. But, like the spirit is there. Like
Hmm.
they definitely put spirit into it. It
Yeah, absolutely.
it's my opinion. Yeah.
Okay, then we have the front, and again on 18, it actually has the incorrect lights. The
Wh-
front fog
wh-
lights. These are, yeah, they
Which
have
is
like,
yeah,
I mean they're close. They're close,
but
but
it's unfortunate it was the close up shot.
yeah, yeah.
Like it would have been a little better if it was like the other one that had the correct lights was the close up shot, but it just happened that way, I'm sure. I mean, when they're filming this stuff, they're not thinking about every little thing like this. So,
So okay, so that's the last screenshot of the movie that I have here. This is gonna be a short one when it comes to the screen grabs from the film, but we got a lot of behind the scenes, really cool behind the scene photos of a lot of the
hmm.
vehicles. So I'm gonna show you guys that in a second here. But again, and then again, when we see the behind the scene photos, we'll point out more of the inaccuracies on the Jeeps, since you can see different angles of them.
Yeah, I remember there were some interviews I think they did with this in the background. I remember before the movie even came out, right? I think
Yeah, yeah,
wasn't there like
they had like a little press kit that they did,
hmm.
with the vehicles, and I think one of our friends had snapped a couple, or he got some photos from that shoot, a photo shoot, and then it showed. Actually, I have one of those pictures here. Hold on, let me see if I can try to dig that up real quick. I have it right here.
I remember seeing pictures of it on like a flatbed too, like on
Yeah, that was the
like
first
a
leaked.
semi.
That was the first leaked photo.
Yeah,
Was this?
that one. Yeah,
So
that went everywhere all over
yeah, this
that
one
was everywhere.
when this thing leaked, I mean, I lost it. I was like, "Oh,
Yeah,
there it goes. It's confirmed. There is going to be an
old
weathered
park. Yeah,
Jurassic Park
old.
Jeep." Yep, and then that's when I knew
Yeah.
I had a feeling that they were going to show the old park too.
Hmm. Yeah, that was cool. That was a cool time. That was really neat to see that.
So Xandersaurus is saying, when Owen leaves the gun next to JP-18 standing upright, the Indominus pushes the Jeep, and later the gun is still upside.
Yeah, that's a continuity thing, probably. Yeah, I mean that happens in every film.
Mm. And you can tell that they actually did slam that Jeep into the wall.
Hmm.
When you see the pictures of JP-18, you can see the the front fenders are kind of smashed in, which is kind of sad, but yeah, and it kind of bothers me that the Indominus did that. The respect. Oh, how could he?
I,
That
I
Indominus.
I think when they do weathering on this, the funniest thing is when they make plastic rust. I think that's the
Yeah.
funniest thing to me.
Yep.
Like, oh look, the fenders are rusty, the flares are rusty. It's like, oh,
Yep.
that's
Yeah,
like that's
yeah,
plastic,
that's
but okay.
plastic.
Mm.
Who decided to put rust on the
But
plastic fenders?
most people,
Yeah,
why
it's pretty
why
funny.
well Jeep people. I mean, there's I don't know. Yeah, I guess people might recognize that, but
Okay,
yeah, that
so
was always funny
let
to
me
me.
find that image. What was the image I was looking for again? I already forgot. I was like one of the behind the scenes ones. It was another one other than this one here. Yeah, I don't remember. Okay, well, I'm sure I'll eventually get to it. So well, first of all, this is one of my favorites, only because it's such a high quality, still. This is actually from the behind the scenes video. Yeah, this shows the Jeeps very very well, and you can see right here. These are the incorrect fog lights. They're a little bit
Yeah,
bigger than the original. I believe these are
that's the
five
53
5 by 7. I
by
think, right?
they're KC, but they're
Yeah.
like
They're a little bit
It's like
bigger, aren't they?
53 series or something. Yeah, like
I think they're. Isn't it 57 series?
is it 57?
I think it's
I know
57 because
those.
they're 5x7s.
Yeah, back in the day when I was searching for the KC lights, these would always pop up, like in my searches.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you can see those on eBay. And a lot of people still buy them, but yeah, and you can see the how they put this sheet right here. I'm assuming just for to reflect light to
Yeah,
bounce light onto the
lighting.
to the character here. But yeah, these license plates are incorrect, right? Because those numbers look a little smaller than what they should be. Or is this
I don't.
celebrity machines license plates?
I don't know. It looks like it might be.
It looks a little weird though. Like the numbers, look at the numbers. They look a little odd.
Hmm. I know the line is too thin. The red line, which is common on all
Yeah.
like replica ones. It's supposed to be a half-inch line, and it's like much thinner than that.
Okay.
But I mean, like
Yeah.
for my Explorer, I took a piece of tape and put a red line on it,
The original.
just like the original. Yeah. So it's an easy, easy fix. But
Then we have the 6x6. Again, pre-production photos covered up. Again, the Jeep there, and then they have the Textron. Wait, isn't this from Fallen Kingdom?
yes,
Mm.
I think.
No, actually, this is from Jurassic World.
Wait,
When they when
is
they
it?
land on the beach or whatever. I think this is. I mean, I think it's for. I think it was in both. I don't remember. I don't remember. I'm so bad. I don't remember these movies that well. Then you have like these ATVs.
Hmm.
These pictures are so small. Chopper
Yeah,
again,
yeah.
6x6. Then you got the Sprinter van and all the other vehicles that were used lined up. Another G wagon. Oh, and also
Oh,
I forgot to
yeah, the
mention
covered down.
that yeah, these images are all courtesy of Baptiste reviews. So yeah, I'll give you. Let's see if I remember his. Before I make a mistake here, but yeah. So
Yeah, yeah.
his Instagram is Baptiste Quarter Reviews. So he does like a lot of these. He did a lot of research on the Jurassic World films and the vehicles. So he's the one that provided me all these behind the scene photos that he has saved over the years.
Yeah, he's one of the most knowledgeable people on the new movies for sure. I know he's got a was it is it a Renegade? That's like a tribute to the G-Wagon.
Which one? Oh, the one that
Baptiste,
he made.
yeah.
It's like a.
It's a
I
Renegade, isn't
think
it?
it's
I
like a
think.
Jimmy or something. It was like some. I don't remember. It's like some
I,
rare vehicle that's over there that they only produce for a couple of years.
it might be a European car. I can't remember what but
Yeah, it's a
yeah, like
European car. I forgot what it was, but it's a really, really a cool looking replica that he made to make it look
mhm.
just like this G wagon here.
Yeah, yeah. He definitely knows, from what I've seen, the most about
Yeah,
these cars. Which I mean, for them, like Mercedes, that's still kind of a foreign car for us over here.
yeah.
Like I mean, it's I mean they're common over here, but like yeah, it's not a Ford or a Jeep. I mean, it's a little, you know,
So oh,
it's not
Yeah, Baptiste has
not
Suzuki.
domestic.
Suzuki.
Oh, is it?
What
Okay.
is Suzuki something? I don't remember what it was. But yeah, it's a European car.
Well, it's Suzuki's Japanese, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, that's right. My bad. Yeah, Suzuki's Japanese. I
But
don't know
I
what I'm
mean,
talking about.
they might not be over here. Yeah, they might be
Yeah,
only sold.
it's on. That's what I meant. It's
Yeah,
on
yeah.
that side of the world. They don't have that in the United
Hmm.
States. Boats, boats,
Okay,
boats.
Jimmy.
Jimmy,
Okay,
Jimny. Oh, Jimny. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought it was something like that. Jimmy or something
okay.
like that. So
It looks kind of like a Renegade to me, if I remember right. Kind of like a smaller, like a miniaturized version,
yeah,
like kind of boxy, but kind of yeah.
yeah. I thought it was. I liked it. I like that car a lot. It kind of actually
Hmm.
kind of looks like a Land Cruiser as well. Kind of like a mix of the two. I don't like this logo at all. Like this, I don't know, man. There's something about that really
No.
doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, the blue. I mean, it's definitely a departure. Like the blue is different.
Yeah.
I mean. Jurassic Park was always like red, orange, yellow. You mean
I don't
green?
know. I think
Like,
it's maybe because they made it look like metallic or something. It has some weird look to it. I don't know. It's kind of cheap. I don't know.
yeah,
I do like the blue, but there's something about that specific logo
it's
that
more modern. I mean, it's more of a modern look for sure. But
yeah.
like, yeah, yeah. So I wonder if in the new movie if we're gonna see any vehicles or anything. I doubt though. I mean, it seems like it's more
Yeah,
based
I
like,
think I've kind of given up on that, so I don't think there's going to be
yeah, I
much
don't,
of the new vehicles, unfortunately. But yeah, and this thing was so awkward, man. They did. It was too obvious that it was like a Mercedes commercial with this vehicle.
yeah.
This is too
You like
much.
zoomed in on it
Yeah,
and like,
the
yeah, it
footage
was
was
like
exactly like a
okay,
commercial. It was so bad.
yeah.
It was not even they weren't even discreet about it. Yeah, but this thing's pretty awesome. No, I do like the fact that they use a truck like that, and I was hoping so much that they would destroy it, but I don't think they're going to destroy that. $500,000 truck or $1 million truck or whatever that thing is worth.
Oh, the 6x6.
Yeah, the
Yeah, those
six
are
by
expensive.
six. Hey, this is that photo shoot that you were talking about. Um, yeah, this is JP29, and you can see that these fog lights are also the incorrect ones. It has the same as the other one, JP18.
Yeah, I mean that's like minor. I mean, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. These poor vehicles are in pretty bad shape now. Like they're just, yeah, they're not,
They
they're
were
not,
dumb.
they're not,
They were.
they're not doing too well. Yeah, they were just left out. I mean, they're left out in
I
the
think.
open, and
Well, I think one of them's put away, right? Isn't like
maybe
18
18
put
is. If
away?
anyone is, it would be probably 18.
Yeah, but then 29 is like dumped outside
Yep.
though. So
This is kind of cool. This is a um yeah, this is like an up close photo of
that looks like. So do you remember before the movie came
yeah.
out, they had those like security
Yep.
camera
Mhm.
viral video type of thing? That looks like that was from that. I
Yeah, that's
think.
it. That is from that. It had
I
like
think.
these little wagons in it, and one of them they're
Yeah,
scooping up like manure.
poop and so
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that looks. I mean, I don't know for sure, but
Yeah,
like.
that's definitely part of it. So it's kind of cool to see up close photo like that.
Hmm.
Little detail on the Kawasaki videos, ATVs videos, vehicles. These are pretty cool. Little clear canoes. Oh, it has a little GoPro
Yeah,
on there.
yeah, you can buy those apparently, but
Yeah.
they're like $1,000. They're expensive.
Yeah, so in case if you want to go out in the water and want to see like a shark about
Kayak,
to, yeah,
a clear
shark
kayak,
about to attack you, you can see it before it happens.
or is it canoe? Is it canoe or kayak? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not the type of person.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
Hmm.
All right, let's see what else is in the roll of decks here.
Yeah, like that picture is cool. Like I don't think I've seen that before.
See,
The one with the
this is awesome right here.
oh
Oh,
the rig on it. Yeah,
yeah, this is sick. Like this is beautiful. I love seeing like camera rigs on vehicles, and then now you can see it on here
mhm.
on that one right there. That's pretty cool. Man, every time I try to so yeah, this is a really good shot right here too. You can really see the details on this one. All right, so on to the details of the ink accuracies. Well, this is here is custom. I think this actually came on the Jeep. I don't think they would have cut a hole and put that in there. This is where this is where the remote goes into. This is where the remote goes into the for the winch to control the winch.
Was 18 like that too? Or like were
No,
they
just that one.
identical?
Only that one is like
Just
that.
that one?
Just that
Okay,
one.
so maybe someone put that there, like the previous owner
Mm-hmm.
of this car.
Yep. And so these are the correct fog lights. These are original. Um,
Mm.
license plate. I don't know. To me, the 29 looks a little funky. I could be wrong though. I think this might
The,
be Celebrity Machines because it looks stamped.
the line is definitely too thin, but the Celebrity Machines one is like that too.
Okay, so it
But
might be theirs.
but like I said, it's an easy fix. You take a piece of tape
Mm-hmm.
and just do it like they did for the movie.
Yep. All right, and this is correct here. The decal is incorrect. It's supposed to
Yeah.
be all yellow with little black, right?
Yeah, the older version. Yeah,
No, and then this hook is not correct.
it's
Um,
too big. Yeah, it's like hook's way too
yeah,
big.
it's too big. It's just a just a generic
Mm.
little hook that they use for winches.
Yeah, the one in the Ramses, what, a quarter inch? I think if you search for like, was it a clevis hook? Like if you
I
search
don't
for
know.
the
It's
terms,
small. I think I
it's
no.
small. It's a small hook. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a small one.
Well, because like the line's only quarter inch. Like it's the 6,000 winch has a very small uh rope.
Yeah. Look at the cutting on this. This is kind of odd. You see the it's like layered or something. I don't know. It's kind of strange.
Yeah, it looks okay. Yeah, it's fine.
If you ever go to Kula Ranch in Hawaii, you can drive through this. It will take you through
Mm-hmm.
there, and this thing is still open. And I'm hoping one
It
day
was
I can go up there sooner.
it was abandoned in place, right?
Yep.
And
Poor
I
thing
think
is deteriorating though.
most of it's foam, right?
Yeah, it's foam, so it's
It's like
deteriorating pretty badly.
it's yeah, it's wasting away.
Yep.
But
It's kind of weird. Like you would think they would. I mean, I'm assuming they knew that Jurassic World was going to be big. Obviously, I mean, they had a large budget for it. You would have thought they would have made this a little more permanent. Unless at the very end they're like, "Hey, let's just leave this here." Okay, you know.
well, I'm sure that was a conversation between the ranch, like, hey, we can take it away, or like we can leave it.
Okay. I
You know,
mean,
what I mean,
you're
I'm sure,
there.
and if I was the owner of the property, I'd be like, leave it.
Yeah,
Like
of
that's gonna
course,
be
of
like a
course.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, of course, yeah.
And yeah, so it's slowly deteriorating, but they do repair it as it gets in pretty bad shape. They've already replaced a bunch of panels. They've replaced the original claw marks that the Indominus put on the enclosure, so that's no longer original anymore, unfortunately. Here's some shots of these are at the backlot tour of Universal Studios Hollywood. This is 29.
Hmm.
The license plate's gone. Mirror tag is gone, of course. And this is actually in worse. This is an old photo, and this is like in really bad shape now. There's,
That
I
it
think
was
like,
actually covered there, right? Yeah, this was like
yeah,
the
this is
covered.
well, this is it's covered with the screen, so at least the sun is off of it. But I mean, all the weather
It's still
elements
the
are still gonna
water,
be
yeah.
yeah. And this one was used in Fallen Kingdom, so that's kind of cool. They reused it.
Oh, is it reused? Okay,
Yeah, it
that's
was
neat.
reused for Fallen
Oh
Kingdom.
yeah, like there was a sign like pulled for filming or something.
Yep. Yeah.
Wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
you're right. You're right. There it is. Looks. Yeah, it's nice. I like it. It looks cool.
Yeah.
Nice work.
Oh yeah, people are saying in the chat the tow hooks. Well, the tow hooks weren't on all the
No,
vehicles, right?
it
I mean,
was
they
on.
were
It was mainly on.
it was hit or miss. It was
It was mainly on what 18, right? It was mainly on 18, but
mostly, but
it was seen on 29 and 12 at one point.
yeah, I'd say that's forgivable. I
Yeah.
mean, it would have been a nice little like touch, little like added thing if they would have done it, but
Yeah, of course. But that's a tiny little detail. And here's more of the Jeep here, and it's well, these are still kind of old photos. So it's in worse condition as you see it here. Like the fender
so
flares
it's
are all messed up now.
well, it seems like they move it around because I've
Yeah.
seen pictures from like they do like those runs like the unit like a 5K
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
Universal 5K or whatever it is, and they'll pull that car from where it is and they'll put it on the side
Yeah.
of the running the route, and it seems like they move it around, that they've had some private events that they've you know
Yeah, they do move it around for private events. Like this one right here was a private event, and they had
definitely
it
more
out.
than yeah, they definitely move them around more than Orlando does.
Hmm.
Orlando, they're pretty much
They're just
they're
set,
they're sat
and
where
they call
yeah.
you up to come bring yours.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they don't move them. Like Hollywood, it seems like they move 'em around, for events and
Yeah.
stuff. But Orlando, I mean, they move what, years at a time. I mean, they place them on display for like a photo op. Yeah, they're not taking them anywhere. They're not taking them to events. They're not. I mean, they literally just sit. But Hollywood, on the other hand, they move them around. They use them for different stuff. So
Yep. and that's good. It's good. The only problem with that is a
No,
lot of
yeah,
times they leave them out unprotected, and then you got
yeah.
people climbing on them and taking photos on them, which I still don't
Hmm.
understand why climbing on it. I mean, I know you probably do it for the gram or for the clout, but why? Like, I don't understand. Like, what climbing on it, makes it any different than standing next to it. I mean, at least lean up against it if you have to touch it. But
Hmm.
I don't understand the whole climbing on it thing. I don't get it. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, people are weird. Which like that's one reason I don't normally drive my Explorer to Universal. Like if
Oh
I go
hell
there for the
no.
parks,
Mm-hmm.
like even though I'm parking in the parking garage, like next to everybody else, it's like people will see that car and they'll think that it's a prop.
Universals, yeah,
It's Universal's.
come
Oh, this is
and play on
Universal's.
me.
Like
Yeah, I
yeah,
would never
so
take. I would never want to take my vehicle to Universal.
not
For that
unattended. Yeah,
same reason. I don't. I mean,
no.
there's no reason to, like, for what? It's not like, it's on display at Universal Studios with the rope around it to keep, gate around it to keep people from getting curious. But yeah,
Hmm.
I wouldn't. I probably would never drive my, for that reason. People would think it's Universals. It's a prop. Come play with me and destroy your
Yeah,
vehicle. Come jump on your glass roof, your
or the
clear
hood or
roof.
sit.
Yep.
Yeah, no, no. Huh. Yeah, yeah. That's one reason I won't take mine to Universal, like to park in the
Yeah.
you know
But
the
so Corey's asking about the cargo net. I mean, it's just to keep people from getting into the vehicle. I think that's always on there.
yeah.
Just to keep people from climbing in. At least they have that.
Yeah, I mean, like even at Universal Orlando here, the Lost World Jeeps and stuff, they put netting over it to keep people
Mm-hmm.
from getting into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yep. Um. Yeah, that's almost about. Here's a couple more photos of it. I mean, the good thing about these is at least they already look like shit. So it's not like they were like these pristine vehicles. I mean, it is sad that they're starting to get damaged now. But oh,
Yeah.
here's 18. This was at a private event in Hollywood, Universal Hollywood. Oh yeah, you can see they're using the incorrect ball mount right there, huh? It's really large.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this has a lift.
Yeah, the AT. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Did you notice that? Have you? I
Are
don't
the
remember.
tires smaller? Are the tires smaller too? They
I
look.
don't think so. I just think it has a
Or maybe
lift.
it's the
But yeah,
shadows.
you can see right
Shadow.
here.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
can see right here where it like plowed into that that whatever that
Yeah.
was that it plowed into whenever Dominus
Workbench.
put it. Look at this.
Workbench or whatever.
Yeah, the workbench. Look at the fenders. Like, it got totally
Yeah.
smashed on both sides, and it broke a. I'm sure it broke a fog light. But yeah, this thing got totally just smashed in the front.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad, but I wonder what's gonna happen
Yeah.
with this Jeep. This Jeep doesn't really get used.
I think for like damage during filming is fine. It's like it makes
Yeah,
part.
of
It's part of
course.
the story
They're
of
doing
it.
it for the scene. Yeah, that's part of the story. Exactly. Um, yeah, but I don't remember that thing having. Where is it? I mean, it's kind of hard to see. I guess it's kind of hard to tell, but I don't remember having a lift. But yeah, that thing has a pretty large lift. I mean, that's pretty high.
Yeah. Which I mean, most people won't notice. I mean, it was just parked in the garage there.
Yeah. So, oh,
But like,
Philip. Looks like Philip Daly has finally joined the conversation. Nice of you to finally join us. About an hour into the conversation.
oh yeah, he
Um,
says he drives his Jeep all the time. Yeah, I mean, if I parked in employee parking, I would trust the employees. But
yeah,
like,
Philip, you
just
drive in the
to
employee parking lot, so. And
yeah.
Philip is saying I need a haircut. I don't think so. I'm gonna grow it out. I'm gonna grow it out like Brandon, so we can be twins.
Hmm.
Live my, the what I've always wanted to do is be twins with Brandon. Build an Explorer.
There you go. Do it.
Um, starting to look like an Ewok. That's not very nice. I was just going to say it's lifted. Yeah, it's lifted for sure. I've never noticed that actually. This is probably the first time I noticed it was lifted in this photo. It's kind of weird. As you can see how strange it looks, lifted. with small tires. So if you're gonna lift your Jeep, put the correct size tires on there so it doesn't look like it's a micro machine or like a hovering Jeep. No offense to
It
the
looks
ones that have done this, but
it looks like it's lifting up its skirt a little bit, like it's it's like
it's
tiptoeing.
trying to get across like a little puddle of water.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I know a couple people that done that before. So let's yeah, it looks funky if you get a lift and have the stocks
Is it a
small
body
tires.
lift too? I can't tell. Yeah,
It
yeah, I don't
it
know.
might be a body lift because the
Yeah.
yeah, it's hard to tell.
Oh no. Yeah,
leaf
the leaf
springs in the
springs are
back,
down low.
they're a little down low, but they also looked a little arched. Yeah, they look arched.
It,
Yeah, I think it might be both. I mean, maybe it's the springs and the body. I don't know.
yeah, this who knows? But so one thing that I do give them props on is the soft top frame,
Yeah.
how it's in place like it was in the movie, in the first movie. I think we talked about this on the last,
Straight
maybe
up.
on the Jurassic.
All right, something like that. Straight up or
No,
something.
like they took the top off,
Oh yeah.
but they left the frame, like the
Okay.
black.
Yeah, this right here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They left this, and they took off the rest of it, which is the
Which
back part.
that's a pretty, specific detail.
Hmm.
Like, I'll
I
give
mean,
them
maybe they
that.
were lucky, but no, I do think they did their research when they built these vehicles.
As much as they could.
Yeah,
It seems it's I don't fault anyone who worked in this movie or the props. Like, I'm sure you guys have a time limit. You guys have like a budget.
you guys
Like,
did fantastic. Grade A.
yeah. No, I'm not.
I'm sure they. I mean, they have. Yeah, they have time. They have a time limit on this, so you got
Yeah,
to find parts that are readily available. And but yeah, this looks. I'm happy with it. Like I don't have
yeah.
any
No,
complaints about it. The only thing is that number two is kind of strange how they. But then again, they don't have close-up shots of 29. There's not that many
yeah,
close-up shots of 29 on the side.
yeah. It's definitely it's in the spirit of the first Jeeps for sure.
Yep.
They're not identical. Like, I don't think I would make a replica Jurassic World Jeep. I mean, just because it's like a replica of a replica. Like, we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
If anything, I would do it like a weathered Jurassic Park Jeep from the first movie. Like, it would be accurate to the first movie, but
Mm-hmm.
weathered. Like that, I
That'd
would
be cool.
maybe do that. But to make a replica of a replica, it's like, obviously these were concessions that they made.
Yeah.
They didn't purposely make them inaccurate. You know what I mean?
Now you can see
So
how smashed the front end this on this one is. You can see the hood, the grill is pushed back, the fenders are just crumbled. And, I
hmm
mean that's cool though because it's production used. Like I would love to own
yeah,
this car. So Universal, if you're
yeah.
listening or anybody out there, I'll buy this from you.
Mm.
What's up? Hook it up.
Send it to Vic, PO Box,
Yeah. 123 Sesame Street,
Houston, Texas.
Houston. Yeah, Houston, Florida.
Houston.
Um. So oh yeah. So Philip is saying he says that reminds me of a funny story. Okay. He says, "Hey Brandon, tell us the story about when we leaving the JP." I mean, his grammar is a little, Philip, but he's saying, "Yeah, tell us the story when they were leaving the JP event at Universal Orlando and security wouldn't let us leave."
Oh, well, well, I was behind. I was like, I think the last in the line of us to leave. Yeah, like apparently they thought we were taking
Stealing the
prop.
screen used vehicles.
Yeah, like, no, these are like, what do you guys, are you checking these out? Yeah, that's, it's like, no, we were here for a private event. Like, these are our cars. They're not universal property. We don't have the paperwork or whatever it is to let the vehicles leave the property. Um, but yeah, I mean, I was at like towards the back of the line, like, but that's what I heard. They're like, because we were waiting there for a while, like,
Yeah.
we're sitting there like waiting to get the clearance to leave, and yeah, yeah, it was cool.
Wow.
It's like, we should tell them, hey, your vehicles don't run. That's why we're here. They've been sitting for 25
Well,
years.
good to see that your vehicles they look as the same as the ones that are on the park, I guess.
Even better, honestly. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
I would
mean,
hope so. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, well, here for those that don't believe that the G wagons were originally black, here's a photo of them getting wrapped. Um, yeah, they're originally black and they wrapped in silver, which is so weird to me, but I guess makes sense for liability issue reasons or protecting the paint and whatnot for filming purposes.
Which is crazy though, because
There's
like
even a red one right there. There's a maroon one.
that would totally like they would totally be worth more. I mean, even
Yep,
though it's $100,000 car or whatever, but like it's in a movie. Like
absolutely. Because
I don't know,
I
that's
think
just
they
so weird
told
to me.
the Alexander guy that that the vehicle that he was looking at was in the movie, unless if they were just saying that to make a sale, and that's pretty shitty. But
You could probably, yeah, I don't know. That stuff's hard to track down, you know?
yep. Oh, what's up, Justin Molnar? He's in the chat room. He has pretty cool. He built the first Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom maintenance truck. Believe it was a Chevy S10. And you could barely see it in the movie, but it's definitely there, and it's pretty cool how he took the time to make one, and it did a fantastic job. It's fairly accurate
Awesome.
for what for what he's done. It looks pretty accurate to me. I mean, I don't
Oh
know
yeah,
much about
yeah,
it,
it was
but
an S10, right?
yeah, it's an
Yeah,
S10. It's
like a
it's like a
early to mid 2000s
yeah,
S10.
like
Like
that
yeah,
gold
yeah.
or whatever color it
Mm-hmm.
is, and it just has like a Jurassic. I think it's just like a circle logo on the side. I think it's like a black logo.
Mm-hmm.
I think it said I think it might even say maintenance on it, um, and it has like a roll cage in the back, because they flipped it over. They dropped it on its. I think they dropped it, or maybe it was already just flipped over in the. See, it's in the opening scene of Fallen Kingdom, the epic scene. That's probably one of my favorite openings is Fallen Kingdom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, he says it was shown for 5 seconds in the dark upside down the truck. That's pretty
Okay,
cool.
98 to 2004. Yeah, see, like at least that fits in with a timeline of
Yeah.
like uh Jurassic World. Like the really old maintenance truck, the one that's in the Indominus
Oh
paddock.
yeah, this one right here.
Yeah, it's like that's too old. That's like a
That's
90s.
pretty
That's
old.
like mid 90s. Like that doesn't fit really in with the timeline in my
I mean, it's a maintenance truck though. You would think they just have like these old crappy
yeah,
cars,
I
I guess,
guess.
for maintenance purposes. I don't know.
Spared expense.
Sparing expense when necessary.
Yeah, I mean like people give Jurassic Park, crap for oh, they're Ford Explorers, whatever. This was like a 20 something thousand dollar vehicle in
Yeah.
90 whatever. Like that was the Explorer was a new vehicle and it was not an expensive or inexpensive vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
It was, you know. Um yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
All right,
I don't
so
I
I
mean,
mean, I guess we're heading towards the end of the discussion for Jurassic World. I gotta ask you a question, Brandon. How mobile are you right now?
mobile.
Like your webcam and your vehicle.
Oh, not very. It's yeah, I'm on a desktop here in the
Okay.
garage.
Oh, you're on the desktop. Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
because I was gonna say, hey, why don't you give people a tour of your tour vehicle? I think somebody mentioned, no, maybe in the next show you can do it from inside your Explorer.
Well, maybe next time we'll do like you can do your Jeep and I'll do my Explorer. We can have like a little virtual tour of both
Yeah,
of us.
we can
Maybe.
try.
Yeah, fun. Yeah.
I don't know if I have the skill to set something like that up, but I'll figure it out. Because I'm still brand new to this whole live streaming thing. Like it took us a little bit of work to get both of our feeds onto this live stream along with screen sharing my computer. Like I don't really know how to do
Hmm.
this this stuff. That's more of like Brandon's thing, but our home base is here, so I'm the one that had to figure out how to set all that stuff up. But I'm sure we could
Right.
figure something out to kind of
Yeah.
give people a
You,
tour of. I mean, the Jeep, it's not that impressive, but your Explorer, it's a little more impressive, a little more exciting to look at. So. Yeah, maybe next show we can do something like that. If we have a next show, I know Fallen Kingdom is the last movie that we have, but I mean, again, it's just a bunch of military vehicles. Nothing exciting about it. Nothing unique
Hmm.
or. I mean, we could talk about the Explorer, and talk. I mean, that's millions of inaccuracies. That whole entire thing was just bad on that Explorer.
Yeah,
Um,
actually, like maybe we can do that. Maybe we can watch the Fallen Kingdom, take a look at the Explorer,
yeah,
and then I'll take a look at mine. Maybe we can, you know, kind of, have a longer discussion on that.
yeah.
Because yeah,
That might work.
yeah, there was no Explorer in Jurassic World, so like that might be appropriate for next time.
Okay. Oh, there is one last thing. That I was gonna show you guys. I mean, you guys could probably check this out on your own spare time, but this is actually behind the scenes of of yeah, this is the right thing, right? This is the right thing I was gonna show you guys. Actually, this is something different. Hold on, guys. I got this. This is my
Oh, oh, in the chat, people are saying, oh, well, maintenance trucks last forever, like they've been around forever. But like, I would expect at least a 2005-ish vehicle,
yeah.
right? Like Jurassic World is new in 2005. Like I would assume they would purchase new vehicles. Is what I'm saying. Like the whole like mid 90s maintenance vehicle doesn't really fit in the timeline for me. That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
I would think a new theme park would purchase new vehicles for their maintenance, you know.
Mm-hmm.
New as in 2005-ish, you know. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, like I said, I think the maintenance looks kind of cool, but I do understand it's
A little dated. I
a
mean,
little
you think
dated.
a new park, like I don't think Disney, if they open a new park, or if Disney was new or reopened, like
Yeah.
they would buy 10-year-old vehicles, like to start with. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like I can see it being a 2003, 4, or 5, whatever, but like mid 90s, that's a little much, like, in my opinion.
Oh, here you go. Look at that. Yeah, this is the behind the scenes. I mean, I think this is one of my favorite behind the scenes footage that there is. Like you can see the vehicles here. You can see them nice and clear. The hood is already open, as you can see. Little latches already unlatched there.
Oh yeah, yeah, it is.
And then he grabs the night vision goggles right there. You can see all the little walkie talkies and stuff up here, and the lights. Max, I don't know. Are those maxi beams? Max beams? Maxi beams?
Yeah, yeah, there were maxi beams, yeah.
Okay. And you can see it has the Sahara seats in it. They're all green and the correct ones. And yeah, they did a fantastic job. Yeah, I love these Jeeps. I love what they did with them.
Yeah, I think it was great. Oh yeah, Corey says in the chat, I work for a billion-dollar chemical plant. We still have vehicles from the 90s. Okay, so if they had opened up in the 90s, like they had been around, like Jurassic World was a thing, like that would make more sense to me, I
Yeah.
guess. Like the fact that Jurassic World supposedly opened up in what 2005?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I would expect a vehicle from around the era that they opened to be appropriate, just not 10 years before they opened. It doesn't really make much sense to me.
Well, I like it. I
No, I mean it's okay. I mean it's a maintenance truck or whatever. It's not
yeah.
like a big deal, but just a little weird.
No, I get it. Expect a little bit better quality, newer stuff, I guess.
I think it was just. I mean, have you ever watched like a modern TV show and they have police cars from like 15 years ago
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because
yeah.
that's what they rented or that's what was available. Like, okay, it's like I don't know. It's just a little out of timeline. Truck commit. They didn't look like that in 2004. Oh, there's a truck
2004.
commit
I
2004.
don't know those
No,
vehicles. Maybe not 2004. Maybe late
no.
90s. I think late 90s is probably one of
Yeah,
the.
they went to like the like more bubbly headlights
Yeah.
and stuff. Those were like the like it looked more akin to the 93 Explorer.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? A Silverado or something? Like what was it? Bill says Brandon hates
Brandon hates
S10s.
S10s.
S10's fine. No, the S10 was appropriate. I think it was like a what what was it, 98 to 2000 something? Like the S10 was more
Yeah, he
modern.
said, Justin Mulliner said 98, 2000, 2004. S10 is identical. That's a long time to be identical.
Yeah. Yeah, the S10 makes sense. I'm not talking about the S10. It was the other maintenance truck, right? That we're talking about, the one that they dropped.
The S10 is the one in Fallen Kingdom that was upside down.
Yeah. Yeah, that was appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was within, I think, the time frame of Jurassic World.
Yeah.
But the maintenance truck, the other maintenance truck, the one with like the toolboxes in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, the construction vehicle. Yeah, sorry, we're saying maintenance. Sorry.
Well, the
Yeah,
maintenance, yeah, the maintenance is the one. I mean, they're both. I guess they're both maintenance. I guess, but the maintenance
no,
one is from Fallen Kingdom.
it's like construction on it. Yeah, he's right. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, construction
yeah,
one is
yeah.
from
That's the one I'm
Jurassic
talking about.
World.
That's a little too old, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
Like
I get it. I
2001.
get it, but I don't know, man. I think it's a little more lenient when it comes to construction vehicles, especially if they're just sitting. I mean, that's their vehicle, so
Yeah, I guess. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know because I guess what Jurassic World started in what 2005. It reopened,
Yeah,
so I guess I kind of understand. Like, well, those vehicles probably weren't around, as construction in the 90s.
I'd say 5 years, maybe. I say 2000s probably would be.
I don't know. I thought it was
Yeah,
okay. I thought it was
yeah,
okay.
yeah. The S10 I'm okay with. Yeah, that's like mid 2000s. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Mid to early 2000s. But the construction one, yeah, it did say engine construction on the bottom, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe, yeah, I don't know. Like maybe it was an old vehicle that they had like for a different engine thing or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you're getting everyone all riled up, Brandon.
I know, I know, I know.
All this truck talk. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that truck. I thought it was fine. I didn't think anything else of it. I just thought it was just an old beat up construction vehicle, as a lot of them are. I mean, yeah, there's some that they have like these really fancy, brand new, diesel trucks, large diesel trucks that they use for construction.
Hmm.
So it might seem a little out of place, but they probably just did it for the purpose of destroying it.
Yeah, it was a cheaper car.
Yeah. The coffee is right. Yeah, yeah, coffee is right. What do you mean? Yeah, coffee is right. Oh, coffee.
C
You mean
2500.
the name? There's somebody named Coffee in the in the chat. So I was like, what is he talking about? Who? What coffee is right?
Phil is trying to start shit here now. No, like
PHP
the
focused.
S10, the S10 was appropriate. Like the S10, I think was the appropriate model year of vehicle. I think the C2500 was a little on the old side. That was a little like, okay, like that's a little, I don't know, looked like an old vehicle.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, Philip just likes to cause chaos in certain a lot of situations because um he's sad. Unfortunately, he's a
He's-
very sad man. Um he suffers from abandonment issues, I think. So he doesn't want anybody to leave him, so he pushes everybody away before people can get close. So Philip, don't worry, man. We love you. We love you, bro, and I'll pray for you tonight. Yeah, somebody's saying that did you notice the V8 in the scene? Yeah, of course. There's like I think two V8s engines in there. One's behind JP18, and
Hmm.
I believe the other one's behind JP29. At least it looks like there's two engines from. Yeah, there's definitely two engines in the garage because
Hmm.
you can see it when Chris Pratt walks in, and then you can see it whenever the kids are in there.
Yeah, I mean, that was a set designer that was like, oh, we need
Random
auto
parts.
repair
Bring in the
thing.
V8s.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's yeah. I mean, it's fine. I
Yeah.
I thought it was yeah. Yeah, But like I think the main garage was supposed to be underground, right? I think we talked about this earlier. I think that was supposed to
Yeah.
be like a maintenance bay or maintenance shed or something. But I think like the storage was supposed to be like under the visitor center, I think.
Yeah, maybe, but these weren't, unfortunately. But I'm just glad we got to see the maintenance shed. I think it's
Hmm. No, that
pretty
was
cool.
cool. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
awesome. Yeah.
I think that was yeah, and you could tell Colin Trevorrow. You could tell it was filmed by a fan because
Yeah.
like all these
There
little
was some fan service, yeah.
yeah, there's a
For
lot of it,
sure.
and I mean
Yeah.
this is what we've been dying to
Yeah.
see since the first movie. We wanted to see where these what happened to the Jeeps afterwards. Where did you keep the Jeeps? Where do you keep the vehicles? All these little behind the scene things from Working Park that we didn't get enough of. And also, I'm pretty sad that we didn't get enough of Jurassic World either with the park working. We got very few
Hmm.
time seeing the working part, so that kind of sucks too.
Yeah, I mean in the book, like I said, I'm fairly certain they run across the Jeeps in the garage, I think, and they describe them with the stripe and all that. I'll have to reread the book. It's been like several years since I've read the book, but
So somebody saying Chris Gale saying being so far from the mainland, it would make sense to have extra engines and parts.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's yeah, I mean it makes sense.
And then Web Duelist says some people go to Isla Nublar to see dinos, other go for YJ parts. All
Like
right.
it would have been cool if they would have had more YG parts there, like, but
Yeah.
I don't know, but even then, like those Jeeps are pretty new for the timeline of the park,
Hmm.
right? I mean, I didn't expect to see like a
Yeah.
lot of stuff. I mean, they were
Yeah.
under
They're brand
warranty.
new. They're brand
I
new.
mean,
So
yeah. So, I mean, I guess the V8s were for maintenance vehicles and stuff, like that makes
maybe
sense. Older vehicles that have been around,
true.
but the Wranglers were new. The Explorers were electric, yeah, like someone just mentioned there.
Hmm. Xander Source saying
Construction trucks, yeah.
Universal Pictures should make a Jurassic Park / Jurassic World documentary about their screen used vehicles. Actually, 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 several years ago, I think back in like 2015 or 16, I had the idea of making a documentary about Jurassic Park fans. Just like Ghostbusters had one for the fans, they had Ghost Heads. They had Back in Time for the Back to the Future fans, and I thought, well, Jurassic Park I would put right up there with Ghostbusters and Back to the Future as far as success and popularity and vehicles.
Hmm.
Um, and I wanted to make a documentary so bad on that, and I figured, a group of us would be the right people to create a documentary because of our connections, because of the people that we know, all of our friends that have builders and stuff like that. All our friends that are builders and have built vehicles like this, and a lot of them have screen used stuff or have been in the movie. So I think that, I mean, if anybody can do it, I think we would be able to. It's just I never got around to it. Nobody ever. I don't know. I guess I was never pushed to really,
Hmm.
um, execute that plan, that idea. So I kind of just, because I think Ghost Heads and Back in Time were both on Netflix. I think at one point. I think it's Hulu. I think Hulu has Back in Time right now. That Back to the Future documentary. Um, so I don't know. I think it'd be pretty cool. We could be the next Tiger King. How about that? Who's the most dysfunctional out of the group? I think maybe it might be Philip. But yeah, so I think it'd be cool to have a documentary for get some of the cast members from the movies and try to figure out where all the screen used vehicles are and get some footage of them as well and you know, but it just I don't know. I didn't know where to start. I didn't really know where to start, and funding was going to be an issue as well. So it never happened. I thought about
Well, I
maybe
mean,
setting up like a GoFundMe or something, but I mean, who knows if that's even going to work?
I think it would have to expand to more than the vehicles. So it would have to be the toys
Yeah,
and the like. It would have to be everything. I mean,
yeah, yeah, and
like
that's
Ghost
that's
Heads and Back in Time. It's
yeah,
cosplay. It's you know, like the vehicle part's a small part of
yeah,
it.
because we have. I mean, I know plenty of people that have like a room full, like floor to ceiling of toys, the vintage ones and also the new ones as well. So I mean, we know we have the content. We know who we can talk to and interview. You know, we can create the content. It's just, I mean, I guess I have to market it to streaming services. You know, there's plenty of streaming services now that I'm
Mhm.
sure would be interested in picking up something like that, because I think Ghost Heads and Back in Time did fairly well on Netflix and Hulu. So,
Yeah, well, I
but
mean, you know, those are both 80s movies, you know what I
yeah,
mean? Like those have reached that vintage, you know, nostalgic time. And I think 90s movies are the next, you
yep,
know. That's the next thing. So, yeah, yeah, but I would think they would be open for something like that.
yep. So Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, QB or whatever there is out there. If you guys are watching this, throw some money my way and let's make a documentary.
Oh yeah, Kevin says the egg my egg robot.
Oh yeah,
I need to get that
Ramsey
going again
shows.
because I moved things
You
around
have to
in
program it,
my
right?
yeah, well so it's a pick and place machine. So it's programmed to go to specific coordinates and do specific jobs. It doesn't have sensors or anything, right? It's not smart.
Yeah.
And so anytime I move it, you know, within my place, like I have to reprogram it basically. I have to tell it where everything is and where to go, um, which takes some time. So I need to do that.
Yeah, you need to program
It'll
it
be
to
fun.
pour yourself a shot of vodka again.
Yeah, which I
Pour
had it
yourself a
doing,
drink.
but like I said, I moved the bar, I moved everything around, and it's you know it goes to specific coordinates,
Yeah.
you know, which is funny. If you look in the behind the scenes shots of Jurassic Park, where Grant's holding the raptor egg and it like takes the raptor egg from him. You can see
You
he's
can tell that
posing there.
he's, yeah, positioning
He's
himself.
okay, like stay right here with the egg and the robot's gonna come and take it, but he's got to keep it perfectly there. So yeah, it's not intelligent at all. I mean, it's literally like I mean, you can drive it yourself,
Hmm.
but it's very hard to do that quickly. It's really meant to do repetitive processes. That's what it's supposed to pick and place, pick and place, pick and place. So yeah, I need to reprogram that where I can yeah, where it does something again because it's just been sitting there. But um yeah, I think that's. Do you have anything else to add, Vic? I think we're
Yeah,
good.
I have something to add.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, he says it's a Mitsubishi. Justin says, yeah, it's a MoveMaster RVM2.
That's what it's called. Move
hmm
Master.
It's
Okay.
basically meant for a factory floor, you know, to pick and place. It's a pick and place machine. So it picks up one thing from like a conveyor belt or one place and moves it to the other place. Like it's really just, but
Yep. So yeah, I guess that's it. If you got anything else, I got nothing else to add. So maybe next time we can go live from. I don't know how we can do that, but maybe next time we can go live from our vehicles, give
hmm
people a kind of a tour around what you got going on, and you know what I've got going on with my Jeep.
yeah, I think maybe Fallen Kingdom would be good for that. Like I can go over like the Explorer inaccuracies and
Hmm.
stuff, and maybe show mine, and you can talk about the Jeep. Like, yeah, you know, like you said, you have more constraints. Like you can't, you know, you're the live streamer. You can't just move around,
Yeah,
like, you know, like you want. So, but yeah, I guess another thing I wanted to talk about too is my name. You know, the Cyrix
you're
9445.
changing it.
I, well, I'm considering it. I've been told by several people that I should pick something else that's more.
Yes, yes.
So
Just like, I don't know, Brandon C. Jurassic
Brandon,
Brandon. I don't know, just something a little more like, you know, you. I know that's like your very. I mean,
yeah,
I took off. You know, my name was originally Project JP12. Um,
which I liked. I thought that was pretty
I
good.
mean, yeah, it
Yeah,
is,
I
but
thought
I
that was.
feel like it's a little too vague. So and I've used on my screen names since like I was like early teenage years. It was
See, same
always
with
like
me too.
project. It was like project
Project something.
something, and so it was hard for me to kind of let that go because it's been so long. But it's like, well, I mean, I think it's time. It's just time to let that go and just kind of I guess kind of
Yeah.
evolve with the times and do something more that represents me. And so I went with Jurassic Vic because it's you look at Jurassic Vic and you're like, okay, this is a Jurassic Park fan right here, and you know right away.
So the only reason I have my handle is because of, well, before Facebook, you didn't use your real name at all, right?
Yeah.
Like you were discouraged to use your real name. Like you were on forums, you were on screen names for like AOL and MSN and all this stuff, right? Um, so I made my handle Cyrix9445. That was the street number of the house that I lived in at the time. I was a kid, and yeah, Cyrix was the name of the processor that my computer had back in the day. This was years and years ago,
Yeah.
but that's what I registered on the RPF,
Mm-hmm.
on all these different forums and stuff. So it kind of kept everything like people could follow my projects no matter what forum or whatever I was
Yeah.
on. You know what I mean? And like I said, back then you didn't use your name. Like that was just not a thing.
Yeah.
Like you don't, yeah. So I just kind of kept it that way because that's kind of what I was known as. But yeah, I should probably change it to something like more relevant, more on the nose, I guess. Like, so if
Yeah.
people have recommendations, post them in the comments. If you know,
So South Park Guitar is saying for the Jeep, if you bring the windshield down and put the computer in front of it, it would work perfect. You sitting in the seat. Do you know how hard it is to put that windshield down? It's not just a quick snap. It's you got to disassemble a lot of things. Plus, I have like $1,500 light sitting on top of that light bar that I probably don't want to really lay down. Plus, it weighs a ton.
yeah. Oh yeah, someone's
Constant Explorer.
Web, yeah.
How about Jurassic
that,
Constant? That sounds kind of cool because you're constantly
that.
Jurassic.
So I do own constantprops.com. I do own that, and I
That
have
sounds
like
kind of
my,
cool.
yeah. I mean, I have my Gotham car on there. Like I have other stuff I mean, I haven't done a whole lot of
Does
props
it
from other
still
movies, but
exist?
I think so. I'm pretty sure. Go
ConstantProps.com.
to it real quick. This is
Oh, look
I
at
think
that.
it's still up.
Replica movie props and vehicles. It's just
Yeah,
a
that's
black
old. I mean,
page.
I haven't really. What is it? Is it broken?
Um, well, the homepage doesn't have anything. It's just a black. It's all black.
Oh, really? I used to have links on there to like different threads and different
I mean,
like
I see
things
I
I was
see the
working on.
links, but I mean, it's just there's no images, right?
Oh, really? Is it? I'll only go to it.
Okay, yeah, I see your links. The RPF.
Uh,
Okay, so it just sends it to websites.
yeah, it's just yeah.
I see your Gotham police car. That's a cool car.
So yeah, I might change it to constant props. Like, I mean, I'm not, but I'm not like a prop builder. Like, I just kind of do it for like a hobby. I'm not like
You're not a
a
prop.
business
You're
or
not a king of props.
no. But yeah, that was the Gotham car I made. That was fun. That was a fun build.
Yeah, I considered doing that at one point, but it's like, well, you can't really drive it, right? There's like certain restrictions on that.
Yeah, well, so I had to cover everything. I had to cover the all the insignia, the
Yeah,
police.
that's lame. Like,
Yeah, you can
so
really
then what do
enjoy
you,
it.
so yeah, you gotta, you could go to car shows, but
Hmm.
eh, eh.
Yeah, it actually sold to someone in Sweden. I shipped it out to Miami, and
Oh,
then they
really? Went
picked
to
it up.
Sweden?
Yeah, so
Oh, wow.
where I gets over there, like a Crown Vic police car is just
Mm-hmm.
not a thing. Like it's so obscure that they can get away with, driving around without
Okay,
covering it and everything.
that's cool. Well, that's practical in
So
there.
yeah, yeah, that was fun.
All right.
But
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
So, like I
So
said, let's we'll plan something for next week. If you guys want us to do something for next week, let us know. Comment in the chat room,
yeah, maybe we can do
and
the Fallen Kingdom Explorer.
we could do
That's pretty
something
much
with Fallen
the
Kingdom and
only the only
maybe add a
thing
spin
that's
to it. I mean, we're still gonna be in quarantine up until then, so I'm sure a lot of people are gonna want something to do in the evenings. So I'm sure we can figure something out. If not, then we can just have like like a group discussion somehow, and just kind of hang out and keep talking about
Hmm.
stuff. And maybe we can do Q&A with people working on vehicles, and if they need help or advice on anything, we
Yeah.
can probably do something like that.
Maybe we can do like more of like a we'll show some Fallen Kingdom stuff, maybe like
Yeah.
the Explorer, and then maybe just like a general chat. Like you can answer some Jeep questions, I can do some Explorer questions, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. So hopefully you guys check in next week with us. Cue Jurassic World music. And
Yeah, I'm sad. We had a whole intro.
yeah, we
That
did have a whole
got
intro, but I have it
that
on
got
now.
cut off.
I have it as an outro. So you guys enjoyed the music, and thanks for joining the show. And we will see you guys in the next one. See you later, Brandon.
See ya.